Okay, so what am I going to talk about today? I thought I'd go over some views. Let's go over some views. Like I want to talk about dependent views, but I don't know where it's going to go from here. Because I'm looking at this view now, of this view, and I'm seeing that these are hidden lines where one element is above another element. So as you can see, I wanted to talk about dependent views, and maybe I'll get around to it. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But if you see this clearly, this is a duct and this is a pipe. Let me just highlight this here so you can see the properties. That's the duct, and that is a pipe, 6-inch pipe. That is a 30-inch round duct. And you can see that if you're familiar with hidden lines and object lines and that kind of stuff, I think that these two lines should be dashed. Those two lines should be dashed. I mean, should be dashed, you see, like the duct. So I guess the pipe doesn't have, because this is a duct. So 16-inch round duct, and this is that 30-inch duct. And the 16-inch round is above, it's 9 feet, and the 30-inch round is at like 5 feet 3 inches above the floor. So it's lower than, and you can see that. You see, let me say this again. This red part, when I click on what looks like could be a floor plan, like I'm clicking here. Where is it? Why won't it do? Oh, I have to click the architect's model. Okay, that makes sense. So if you accidentally click on, let's say here, and you click on the architect's model, then you go down in your bottom right-hand corner and make sure that it is. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So when you click on these and the architect's model comes on, whatever you can see that it's on now, just click on the bottom right-hand corner and have it select where it's not. There's a red X. That means that you cannot select. Or you can go up here and click on select links. So if you click select links, it's going to be on. But if you go up here and you see that the red mark is not here, that means I can select. But I don't want to select. So I turn it off, and if you notice down here in the right-hand corner, it's gonna the red X is gonna come on. Okay, so you can control it in two ways: this way, or you can control it this way. So I'm gonna turn it off. But so what I was talking about, what it looks like, the duct is the only. The duct piping will give you what looks like these dashed lines, because the pipe is not giving me dashed lines. These two lines should be dashed, and the way you control that is if you go to manage, and on the left-hand side, this MEP settings, click on that. Click on mechanical settings, and this hidden line is controlling those dashed lines. So if I turn that off and say OK, it goes off. You're not controlling it now. Let's see what happens here. This is the visual style. So it's hidden line. Let's go wireframe. Okay, so wireframe is gonna just look through everything. And then hidden line, we just saw hidden line. So it's not showing the pipe under. And shading, that's just gonna give me some graphics. But you can see that the pipe is under. And consistent colors, same thing. Realistic, same thing. Okay, so let's go back to hidden line. Let's choose. Well, before I do that, let's do this. Let's go to. Let's go medium, and let's go coarse. Okay, so fine, medium. That's going to give us a one line on the piping, but it gives me double line on the ducting. And wireframe shade. Oh no, I'm in the wrong mode. I need to be over here. So single line for ducting is the coarse. But usually on these models, well, it depends on the project. But a lot of times, where am I? I'm in fine. No, I want medium. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. But yeah, a lot of times, depending on the project, your model, you can have the plumbing and the mechanical in the same model. Or you can split the two, where plumbing is one model and mechanical is another model. And this could be a reason, I'm sure there are other reasons why you want to split the two. For example, you can't, if you want single line ductwork, but you want double line piping work, looks like you can't have that. Coarse, medium, no, you can't have it. So you just have to deal with that. If you have the same model, you see, that's because you're controlling. The reason this is showing up the way it is, it should be a dash line in here, because it's duct. And we see that the pipe is above the duct. And mechanical, you turn on your setting for hidden line. You say check is yes. Okay, so you see that depending on your detail level here, or your graphic display options. So if it's I'm on hidden. If it's wireframe, then it's going to have a different identity. It's going to have a different look display. Okay, so be sure. You could have these parameters right. This parameter is correct. All of this. And this line style, you might want to make sure that line style is hidden line. Okay. So if it's hidden, what if it's hidden? Say okay to this. Go back to hidden line. I think that's what I want. Medium is not going to give it to me. But you see the duct splits if it's a pipe above it, and that split has to do with this gap in here. Inside, outside, single line. So let's do something here. Let's do 1/16. And let's do this 1/16. And see if that inside outside gap, let's see if it moves. Let's say okay, doesn't move. Let's go back and do 32 tab, 32 tab. Let's do 1/8 single line and see if it changes this gap in here. Let's see, hidden line type. Yes, okay. So it changes the gap. So that's if you want to do a single line, I don't know what you call this, single line pipe and gap. So you want to show that. Let's go back to 132. Okay. Okay, I like that. Okay. Let's do it's a medium. Let's do fine. Okay. And we still have the gap in here. And what else am I missing? Am I missing anything? Okay, so make sure it's hidden. And there's another line type, line style. There's one that says hidden and another one that says hidden lines. I don't know what the difference is, but we're going to see. So I just changed it from hidden to hidden lines. And if you look here in this area, well, after I say okay, or keep your eyes here, then we'll see what changes, if any. So, okay, so it changes to green. That hidden line, let's go back. And this hidden line changes to green. Now, I guess there's a significance for that. So if you go over to, I think it's line styles. Line styles, hidden line. Okay, you see that? So the hidden is black. And if I choose the hidden lines category, it's going to be green. So you can change these to whatever color. So I can go hidden line, black. I can change this to whatever color I want. Let's say it's magenta. Okay. Say okay to that. Come back here and change. Go to mechanical settings. Change this to hidden, and it should be magenta. Okay. So, but you see what happens? That changed to magenta also. Where it happened? Oh yeah, magenta here. That's magenta here. And also there. I'm going to erase that. That was a reducer. I don't want to just call it that. Okay, so yeah, you see. So depending on the line type that you use, will determine the color, because both of them are hidden lines. You go to line styles, both of them are hidden lines, right? These two, line pattern, are hidden. Okay, let's say okay to that. So yeah, you see, all of this changed to magenta. All the hidden lines here. So this is a okay. So that's a transition in here. Round to rectangle. Okay. So you got all of those. So they're standing out because it's a hidden line. And the colors, and you can change if you change that, then where am I? Let's go back here, line styles. So if you change that line, you can also change the weight. And depending on your plotter, printer, you know, one can be 0.01 or 0.1, depending on your line weight. You know, one is the thinnest, I think, and they can go all the way up to 16. Okay, so whatever you set your printer at, you can manipulate how the line weight and how it's going to be thick or thin, because you usually want these to be thin and your object lines to be thicker. And these are the object lines, these are the hidden lines in here. So let's see, what was I going to talk about? Dependent views. Well, I got around to that, didn't I? Let me see here. Yeah, so this just happened to be on my plate, I guess. I don't know why I'm doing this. Oh, I know why I'm doing it. Okay, let's see. So I got it here and here. That's going to be the same. Okay. Yeah, so that looks good. Let's do a dependent view. Okay. Because I have a 1/4 inch plumbing overall, and I have an 1/8 inch plumbing overall. I'm going to concentrate on the first level. And the reason you want to do dependent views is because if I look at this, let's say this sheet, and I have this sheet, and I want to put this 1/8 inch, let's say it's a view, just one view. Okay, but you see, it's not going to fit, right? I mean, the rest of this is just some crop regions, but only a fraction of this, maybe 2/3, right? Like 2/3 of this is going to fit on this sheet. So we're going to imagine that none of these views, because I want to have 3 views. I want to have this north view, the central view, okay, and this south view. So I'm going to break all of these up because that's just the way I want to set up the project. So where are we? So what I can do, because these are on a sheet, so you can go to Revit and go to the sheet selection and click on the sheet, the view that's on the sheet, right click on that view and remove it. Don't delete it, because if you delete it from the sheet, let's undo that. Because if you delete it from the sheet, I'll go here, right click, and I can't delete it. But if I go here, go modify, I cannot delete it. So Revit is preventing me from deleting it when I'm in the sheet mode. Okay, but if I double click on this and right click, let's see, where's my view? Let's go up here. I'm sure it's gonna say you can delete. I don't know why I'm doing this, but yeah, there's a delete button that's active now. But from the sheet, you cannot delete. So let me go to dependent views. So yeah, so you want to create a dependent view because for one reason, it's not going to fit on the sheet. This entire top, middle, bottom part of this drawing is not going to fit. It's not going to fit entirely on the drawing, especially if it's a 1/4 inch. But you don't want this to be a 1/4 inch. More likely, this is going to be 1/8 of an inch, and these guys are going to be 1/4 of an inch. So let's do 1/4 of an inch. So go there. Let's go back to my drawing, and I want to remove it here. Right click, remove from sheet, and let's bring in a dependent. Well, let's just bring this in. Say this is one reason, because this is going to be bigger, right? You see, so there's no way I'm going to fit. Well, it looks like I can, I can, if I want to, fit that on that sheet. But for this demonstration, I'm going to pretend that I cannot fit it on the sheet. So let's go here, click here, right click, and remove from sheet. Okay, so let's close that out. And on the top, you have, this is just practice. If you see numbers before, when you're looking at your options here to view which sheet you want to view, right? You can go to view and click on all of these. But if you see a number and what looks like a little sheet icon with the folder turned down, and that is a sheet. These are views. It's just plumbing, blah, blah, blah. It could be whatever discipline it is, but it's not going to be a number. If it is a number, then it's a sheet. Okay. I'm going to close this. And let's close. See, view tabs, I just want one single view. Okay. And with all of this, there could be several views open. It could be several views open. And if you only want one view, and without closing this one, and then the next one comes up, you can close that one, and close this one, and close that one, until you get to the 9th one, and you close that one. You don't want to do that. So you come up and you can close the inactive ones. If you have 20 actives, and you know that you're getting around, right? You got this one open, you got that one open, you got that one open, you got that one open, and then you pull down and you have all these views, right? It's this one, right? So you get all of these, but there's one in particular that you want, so you go here. You see, these are the sheets with the numbers in front of them. This is a view. You only want to work on this view, and you have a lot of sheets open. So you go up and you close the inactive ones. Boom, baya, baya, baya. Okay, so only one is open now. Okay, so let's go. What do I have open? Okay, so I think, man, Revit is so much fun, man. Just so many things to do. So many, you have to just practice. Just continue to practice, because you're not going to get it on the first day. And it's I'm sure you've heard the fact that it's not AutoCAD. I mean, we like to treat it. It's similar in terms of documents, I think, but the work to produce those documents are completely different. There are no XREFs. Okay, there's no blocking, there's no layers, there's none of that. Everything is all automatic. Well, there's no layers. I don't know why I said everything is automatic. There's no layers. It doesn't even. It's just that's a pipe. It's not on a layer, because usually something like that's a pipe. It would be called P copper _ CW. right? And that's a layer, and then it would be cyan. But you don't have layers anymore. So anyway, so to produce how you get around, it's nowhere near AutoCAD, okay? But once you get to the documentations, right? I mean, what's that? A schedule? Okay, I don't want that. Let's go down here. Once you get to the documentation, when you print this, you want it to look like AutoCAD. Okay, let's say you come over. Let's do this 1/8 inch. No, let's go back here. Let's go here, and let's say I want to print this. And so you have to get it where when you print, let's print current window. Let's change this to, let's set this up first. Let's change this to in session letter. I just want to see just want to show the line work. Okay, I'll change this to black lines. Okay, everything else, you guys, you're probably not familiar with some of this stuff. I mean, it's almost similar to AutoCAD where you have your print set up and stuff like that. I'm gonna say fit to page, center. Let's see what happens. Do you want to say, I'll say no. Okay, let's preview. No, wait. Let's go to setup. Oh, I'll leave it like that. Let's see what Revit does. Okay, so that is not what I wanted. I'm going to go back and print again. And visible portion. Setup in session. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, so you see, this is AutoCAD. I mean, if you looked at it, you would think that that's an AutoCAD drawing, right? And you see the dash lines, which are clearly pointed out here. And this is it's a dash line. It's a double line, but because you see the line weight is thick. Let's close this and let's take a look at that. That's this guy. Okay. So you don't want, if this, you see, let's go back. Let's print this. Let's print visible. That's good. Okay. So you see how thick the line is, which is why this looks like one big thick line. Okay. So you close this, and you might want to go up to modify, view, manage. Where is it? Analyze. Nope. Modify. Okay. Wait. Modify. Okay, so I was looking for these thin lines. So it's view thin lines. So when you look at these, the thin line is, let's do this. Cancel thin lines. If you turn it on, it's going to look like the print, okay? So you can see that the magenta is a little bit thick. Okay, let's turn those off. And let's go to modify. And view, manage. So we go manage the line styles or line weights. So depending on, okay, you can control all of this. So that's a 1/4 inch. And my magenta, which is 4, that's not, I'm going to, well, 4 was magenta in AutoCAD, right? So let me go back. Let's go back. Line weights, line patterns, line styles. I don't want line styles. I want line weights and perspective, annotation. What's the difference? 30, 30. Okay, let's try another one. I want to be sure. Now here's the object styles. And if I type P for pipes, now is it telling me that pipes are 5? It doesn't matter what color. Is that right? I'm going to change this to 1 just to see what we got, okay? I'm changing that from a 5 to a 1 on my line weight. I'm going to say okay. Let's print that again. Oh, you know what? We can do lines again, right? So what was it? View? Thin lines. Okay. You see? Looks okay now. Let's go back. Thin lines. Thin lines. Thin lines. Up. Right? Okay. It should be thick. It was thick the first time. So if I go back and look at my my object styles and go to my pipes and change that back to 4, which is an increase in line weight. It should be thicker because I kept my line weight center settings too thick. Okay, you see that? So if I go back, modify, why don't I get that? Okay, here. Line weights. Line weights, nope. I want this one. Styles. Pipes. Let's change it back to, let's change it to, let's put a 2 on there. Say okay, and it looks good. Okay. So mechanical settings, hidden, single line, go to all of this stuff. So you can manipulate this however you want, as long as you just be consistent. If you can change it to whatever. You can change it to whatever. But usually a hidden line is sufficient for drafting in this industry. I'm going to say okay to this. So okay. And I'm going to leave it alone after it now. So those are thick. I think I have the lines on. You? Nope. This one. That one. Yeah. So I usually work in this mode, right? So if I print this, it should be okay now. Print, preview. Yeah, it looks a little better. I mean, can I zoom in? Zoom out. It's still thick. So I guess some of the pipe work, what you can do, if you, this is probably what, 3/4 inch? Is it 1 inch? So a 1 inch pipe is probably better to Create similar. Can you do that? No, you can't do that because it's controlled down here. Medium. Yeah, it's controlled that way. I don't know if I can have a double line and no, you can't do that. Revit doesn't do that. I was saying you could have a double line and a single line pipe. Because when you plot it, well, you could do this. Let's see. Let's see. You could do this, go up to the individual, override by element. Can you do it like that? No. Visible projection lines. Surface. Nope. There might be something there. Might be something. We don't know. No, might be something there. Okay. Well, I'm done for the day. I'm going to stop talking now, and I will talk to you guys later.